Hello YouTube, welcome to Sunday in the Shop. This is going to be my project for today. Today is Saturday. It is only going to be about, not quite 85, it's only 75 in the shop now. You see any smoke wafting through, I'm not having a cigarette, it's incense. Keep the bugs away. You're only supposed to use it outside and use a very small piece because it's nasty stuff. But it has been keeping the flies away from me. It's that. See, my incense jar. See that? I take broken pieces, burn them in the lid. I want to put it out, I just dump it out. You really shouldn't burn it indoors. It's nasty stuff, but it's been keeping the flies away from me and the little gnats. It's because I got to have the door open. Anyway, enough of that health hazard. Okay, I'll start out by saying, if you're offended by firearms or guns, this is not the video for you. Don't leave nasty comments. I will just delete them. I will say one sarcastic remark though. If you are scared of guns or you have a fear of weapons or guns, if you are being attacked by a bear, I am not going to shoot and kill the bear because I don't want to scare you when you see me pull out a big gun. Okay, enough said. Try not to laugh. Sunday in the shop, I can do what I want. I don't have to be professional. I'm not professional anyway. Okay, here's the argument. We'll start out with that. Okay, I bartered for this years ago. I probably had it 20 years. Okay, this is a Stevens Model 11 Junior rifle. If you Google the images, you can do this. You will find this mechanism. It's not the little cracker shot or one with the lever action, but you will notice something. When you see the rifle, you'll see the trigger guard bullet here going back to here. Well, there's no way they switched this around, and the stock on the rifle goes straight back quite a ways. This has to be handmade. The argument I had with several people, they've looked at the end of the barrel, I can take a picture. They say it was hacksawed off. Well, there is 2 lines on there, but I can clearly see machining lines, some rust pitting, and there's 2 gouges on there. Well, any kid could have gouged this on something. So that's the big fight on the internet years ago when I first got this. Oh, my battery symbol's low. Oh, well, I got another battery. That's the argument. Did they ever make this in a pistol and nobody really knows it? This is crooked because it's been broke and brazed. We'll take it apart. We'll show you in a second. We'll show you in detail here of how this works. Okay? It's really cool breech block. Okay, you load this like this. Okay? The only one part is the ejector. So that little piece of metal goes up and down. It is warped. If you're not careful putting the shell, it'll skip over and get caught behind it. So you got to be careful loading it, okay? Then you close it up. This will not fire. And do not dry fire a weapon. You'll hurt something. And I am not going to ever try to replace this firing pin because it is all set. It goes up. I will show you here when we get it apart. It goes up and goes here. So if you broke that, don't ask me how you get it out of there. Okay, to fire it, you got to pull it back all the way, okay? Now, if you chose not to fire, this is what I've always done. Pull the trigger, slowly release it back. Do not carry it around with a shell like this. If you hit that hammer, it'll go off. So I learned all this stuff when I was a kid. So, like I said, here's the safety. You cannot pull the trigger. You can pull it all day long. If you decide not to fire it, you have to pull back, and pull the trigger, and release it. In my opinion, you decide not to fire it, you better get the shell out of it. Okay, enough of the safety things on it. At least I put that if you come across one of these. Don't be shooting yourself. Okay, this thing had been in a fire, okay? It had checkering on here, which we may see when I sand this down. I'm going to make this brown primer or Rust-Oleum flat brown. I'm tired of the black. When I got this, I bonded. I was in a hurry to shoot it. This thing is accurate. I am not lying. Trust me. Me and several of my friends have hit bottoms of pop cans with this thing about 100 feet away. We pretty close measurement. So, you'll see as we get going. Some of this is actually burnt of the wood on one of these sides. I do not think that's paint. See where I bondoed it? This thing has been bondoed, filled in. The nastiest black paint you could ever put on here. It's gooey. It took 60 grit paper to get through it. It's like taking off tar. So we're going to sand this down. We'll come back and we'll show you what this looks like. Okay. then we'll get more into showing you this mechanism in here. Because it is interesting how it works. So, we'll take this screw out real quick. It's all it takes to get this apart. Okay. Got a little cup for my screws. I got enough tools now. I'm confident in doing some gunsmithing. And no, I'm not a licensed gunsmith. I'm working on this for myself. Okay. And then this comes out. We'll have to wait a second. So, we'll pause. We'll come back and we'll work on the stock first. But all you do is take this right here and then this mechanism comes off. We're going to re-blue this. Now, I don't know if we'll get through it today. It is 10 o'clock in the morning, so we have a whole day working on this. I want to re-blue this. I've had it enough years. It is a sad, sorry sight. These are removable. If you're careful, they will drive out. Use a drip punch. I have enough tools now. These are adjustable, left or right, so you can adjust this. So let's stop. Let's get a fresh battery in here, and then we'll sand this all down and show you what it looks like. So stay tuned. Hopefully you'll find this kind of entertaining today to watch this. This may be a 20-minute video. I'm serious. It probably will be. Okay. Hope you're still with me. Boy, I tell you, I know it's been more than an hour. See where that was checkered pattern? If you really study this thing, it was never ever in there straight. And when, can you see that? You got to go like this when you shoot it. And look down here. See where that's all centered? So, we're saying this is handmade. Now, you can Google image it, put in Stevens Jr. Model 11 in Google Images. You're going to see a couple of rifles. Like I said, you're going to see where that trigger guard's turned completely around. It's totally different. So that can't be the same trigger guard because there's bolts through here. And you're going to see where when this comes off, it goes back here quite a ways. And it goes into a real old looking stock. It almost looks like on a flintlock or something. I mean, a real old style looking stock. I mean, older than what you used to seeing on a gun. So we're going to have to call this handmade. But here's the thing. This is so easy. Oh, here, let me put this back. Like that. Here, pick it up like this. Because that gets out of whack. That's all it holds the barrel on. The barrel goes on. There's a big nut here. Where's my little container? It's up around here somewhere. As I'm talking, I'm not going to spend too much time looking for it. This will hold the barrel on. So it's a double bolt, and then this holds it into the stock. So this is what holds the barrel on, goes down here. And this has been filed and ground, and this has been a hammer and chisel mechanic. See if you know who I'm talking about. The shop teacher in the video says that. Bubba got a hold of it. Here's your ejector. Like I said, you could have someone remake that. I don't trust taking this to just anywhere. Even like this little part and paying to make, well, we lost, no. See, that's where that big nut screws into. This one. So it's really easy to take apart. And these come out, you can move left or right. I have turned this one around because when I fired it, this one was so off. For whatever reason, I took it out and turned it around, which made it better. There was something about it, how it was shaped or made. Well, this looked nice when it's blued. Hopefully get it done today. See? Stevens Jr. And I can take a picture of it. Model 11. I'll snap a photo of that. If everything I can. Just give you all the info you can. Maybe you go search and see what you find. There's your ejector. I'm afraid of getting that caught on something breaking. Said it's war. If you're not careful when you're trying to load, it skips up over top of it. One, because when you open it, it's pulled back. Excuse me. I have had a fan blowing the dust away, and I'm sanding by hand. It's still going to be in the air. I have a fan on high behind me. It's blowing it all over my desk and stereo and everything. But there you go. Now, if our brown primer don't work, we're going to put brown paint on it. Now, I have practiced doing fake wood graining, where you take black, but I did it with latex paint years ago. I've never really done it with. See, put your stuff up. Don't lose your stuff. Said I'm not a gunsmith. Gotta say that. I'm doing this for myself. It's illegal. If I'd done this for somebody and worked on this, it's illegal. You can't do that. That's what I was told. Oh, another thing. We used to go out to a creek and fire and buy it. Where in my area, they'll give you tickets to get you firing in the water or over the water. But along the creek was like a dike, you know, like a river dike where you can drive on, if you know what I mean. Went along an area we had for a target range. So we was pretty safe. These are dents. I'm not taking them out. I took 60 grit to get that paint off, then I used 150. This is very good paper. This is made in Canada. See that? They make good paper. Give a plug for the Canadians. Yeah. This pattern, now I can't tell how many lines was in between here because I'd sanded so much out. It was so nasty. Look at the timer. We're going to have 10 minutes so far already. This was burnt in here. Now you tell me why it was burnt in here. Now I think one of these sides has more Bondo than it does wood, because I had something in here, wedged in here, was Bondoing it, and because it was actually rotted over. It was burnt so far it was just shredded. It was been on fire a long time. It was burned almost completely through one side. Did it fall into a campfire like this? Did somebody drop it on their gas stove? You know, what's the mystery? Why was this on fire right here and nowhere else? That is charred wood. That's blackened wood. Trust me. I always laugh when I say that. Like I said, trust me. Would I lie to you? Don't ever trust anybody who says that. Like, trust me, I know what I'm doing. Sure. Here, hold my beer. There you go. We talked about this enough. When we bring this back again, this will be all primered brown paint. It's going to be brown. I'm sick of the black color. So we may get the bluing done in on this video today. So stay tuned. If you're still here, thank you for watching this long. This is one of these videos I should have made in the winter time. Make these real quick. While the stock is drying, we're working on the barrel there. Needle in my pin vise. I wish everybody could have one of these. If I was wealthy, I'd send every one that my regular subscribers who comment, I'd send them all one. Yeah, that works good. This is going to be the hard part. I'm going to use I really don't want a wire brush, but I will have to. This is not going to be perfect. If I put bluing on here and it's all rusty looking, I just want it to look better. I want it to look old, so I'd rather have it look kind of nasty old looking and look brand new. I don't want that look at all. I'll scuff it up if it looks too good. So stay tuned. More work. Let's talk. 500 grit sandpaper dipped in acetone. Do not have no flames while you're working. You could make a spark. Then we're going to work our way down. 500. We're going to work our way like to 1,000 grit. We got some 600. Then we're going to work our way like 1,000 grit. 220 if it gets really aggressive. We're not going to worry about getting all the pits out of this thing. Here's the top of the gun. Those are easy to take out. You just take a little drift punch, tap them side to side. They weren't really rusty. I've had them out before. So those are your sights. And I got them marked which way they go in the best way, because I had this one switched around. So back to work. Okay, we had to use Rust-Oleum flat brown, and it's been an hour and it's still not actually dry, because we may sand it. We may test, spray something on something, test it, see whether we can use shellac. I do have some gloss clear coat to put over that, so we may do some testing on it. So you may just see it like this when we're done. We have used every grit of sandpaper available. We use 150 on the real rough stuff, rust underneath. 220, 600, and I know the more aggressive, the more bare metal is exposed. We always do this on Sunday. the more metal you have shined up and exposed, the better that stuff soaks in. So if it was 1,000 grit polished, it's not going to soak in as good. There, the rougher the texture. I never showed that before, but I did clean it up with a file. And we did use a file. Don't be afraid to file on something round where the sights go. We did some filing on it. So we clean that. This, we're just going to go with it. We used acetone each time, cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. We are not going to try to clean all them letters out. So, here we go. Next time you see it, we're going to plug the barrels. We don't want that bluing in here. In the rifling. If you could see the rifling, I can't believe it. It looks just as good as a new gun. It does. It always has had good rifling. Always has. That's probably why it's so accurate for what it is. I cannot tell you the measurement on the length of this barrel. We will tell you that next time we come back. Okay, this is one thick coat of gun bluing. Beware of this stuff if you use it. You ever done it? Say you slop a lot on here and it starts running down here, it will look blacker even though you go coat it, because the first time it hits, it's the most reaction. I want to show you if you can see it. If you do not get all the rust, this will make it rust more. Can you see that rust there? It will cause it to rust more, but we're going to have it oiled. Like in these grooves where the sights go. I think we're going to leave this and call it good. I'd rather have it look old, because you know oiled is going to look better. I'd rather have it look old than have it look really nasty looking, because that's the problem I have with my little Canon. It ended up getting so nasty looking that it was so weird, too much purpley black, that the time I still walled it, before I still walled it, kind of made it a shiny black. It's hard to explain. It's shiny. It make it look like that everywhere. See where the light hits it? I really don't want that. We're going to let this cure before we put any oil on it. We're going to let it sit here for a while. We plugged our barrel. See where that rusted? Because I sprayed it with the water and I didn't dry it off. I use bottled water, just purified water. Don't use tap water. I use purified water. Listen, that ain't no biggie. Don't panic. You can clean it off. It's just surface rust. Same as here. That'll clean off. You could rub it off of there. See that? You could rub it off, then oil it. But you better keep it oiled, because that means that there's not a lot of stuff on there. Because this actually chemically rusts the metal. It just rusted a different color. That's all the way I can explain it. I'll try to get some more pictures of that. I did take some pictures earlier. So we're going to take a break, and then we're going to tackle our trigger mechanisms so we can get this done today. It's been a long process. We probably got about 4 hours into this whole project so far. So stay tuned for more. Okay, we're done for the day. We're not too happy with the paint. You see the stuff bleeding through. We even experimented and put some shellac on the inside to see whether it'd react to this Rust-Oleum flat brown. I said we can't stain it. We know it's got Bondo on it, but there you go. We'll put the sights on it later. That's got a light coat of oil, then the oil dried. So that's not too bad, huh? That's one big sloppy coat. This mechanism I had to put on there several times. It turned like a weird blue color, and you're supposed to rinse and wash that stuff. I would just sand it off real quick, get some bare metal, wipe it off, and put more stuff on it, because I wasn't too picky. Somebody's tearing up the town. I said, so all these exposed parts, I kind of did in there. I did the back of that. First the back of the barrel. So both sides of this are done. Back in here is done so-so. Have to find another screw. It was so bad taking it out, the slot in it, that I'm just going to have to look for one. And I don't know if I'll make them black or not. They were painted. This was painted at one time, but yeah, that's even the gun blowing on this part. Ground it down with the Dremel because it was really rust on the inside. I said, but I got this. I just slapped it together to go play with it. There you go. Thanks for watching. 20 plus some minute video. We'll have plenty of pictures. So that's the only defect I can see where that bleeded through there. But Well, that side too, but there you go. It's a lot nicer brown though than what it really looks like on the camera. It looks kind of more like it does down in here. Yeah, about when the light just dimmed there. So thanks for watching this week. I look forward to seeing you tune in next weekend.